We go. We are live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again. Creator Talk. I'm Rick, the helpful entrepreneur. This guy down here, no, it's way over here. This guy here is Ryan. We have Jerry tonight joining us, and the famous Dave from Hidden Freedom as well. So, got a lot to talk about. Give you a lot of fun. Make some comments. Let's have a good time. We're going to start off with the channel updates, and then we are going to move into other topics. And we got some really good heated ones to talk about tonight. So let's have some fun. So channel updates first. Our guest, one of our guests here, I guess, I don't know, Ryan, you want to go first? What's going on with your channel as of late?
I'll probably go last because mine will segue into the next topic. We'll talk about Nikola tonight. Why don't we start with Jerry, who's crushing it on ETF reviews, and Dave climbing Dividend Mountain. So.
Absolutely. Sounds great.
So, hey guys, hope everybody's doing okay. Everybody knows GWETF channel. If you don't know, now you know. Channel's been doing great. You know, I got a lot of things in the works. It's a grind for sure. Can't argue that, you know. You know, a lot of the people that just say, it's just YouTube, you just upload some videos and that's it. Like, oh, no. It's not like that. But yeah, things have been going well. Growth is there. I mean, I don't have viral videos like Ryan Giffen over here, but
all your videos are.
I just want to grow up and be like Dave, so you know.
Don't we all?
I'm like 2 months older than you.
That's it. I'm just happy to be here. Hope everybody is going to enjoy tonight. Hopefully they don't pick on me too much, and that's it.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, man, also, I've been enjoying watching the name of your channel has gotten shorter throughout the. It used to be like really long. But now,
W.
I mean, I had to change it to the ETF channel.
Yeah.
It just for the viewer's sake, because you know they probably look at this channel and go, "What the heck is this?" You know, and at least now it's defined and a lot more, you know, SEO friendly, if you will.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Another question, I've been thinking about ETFs lately too, and I'm not sure how you guys use ETFs. I feel like money I'm putting into a tax sheltered account I can't touch until I'm 60. Like it seems so exhausting to buy an individual stock and manage it, and buying ETFs for that is very attractive, and just a regular taxable account, trading account. I'd rather buy individual stocks in there. What are your thoughts, and what kind of people do you see in your comment section? Are they similar to that, or how does that work?
Very, very similar to that, and you know, and that was a revelation to me actually, because I was here buying individual stocks in my Roth IRA, and then I found out that you know, you don't have very much flexibility there, because number one, you can't just add money and buy dips and things like that. If one of your individual stocks is going crazy, in a Roth IRA, especially if you have a stock that has gone down and you sell it for a loss, there's zero tax loss harvesting there. You take that loss, period. There's no writing it off on future income or future gains or nothing. Your loss is a true loss in a Roth IRA. So that's, you know, doing an ETF in a retirement account, tax sheltered account, and having a very long time frame is perfect for that, because you could just throw money at it, let it go, and you know, you can deal with the individual stocks in your taxable. You know, I think Dave's got VYM, but he's a little bit different animal there. And, you know, I mean, of course, it's going to be different for everybody and what stage of investing they are, what their end goals are, you know, all that. So, and that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dave, updates on your channel.
Just plugging away. I've been trying to climb Dividend Mountain, but I think the last update I said I had a note that was going to be paid back, and I'm still waiting for that. So I don't know what's going on. It's been several weeks and still haven't received the money yet. So, and I just received a payment from that guy, but so he's getting stuck or something with the closing. But so I know that most people other than maybe Ryan, maybe even Jerry, but I did sell all my silver, so that's gone. Yeah. Thank God.
I sold another chunk this week, around 20, just over 27.
All right. So I took that money and stuck it in the dividend portfolio. I figured that money wasn't doing any good just sitting in my freezer, and I'd rather have it in my dividend portfolio. So it's generating cash for me now, and still waiting for that note to be paid back. I'm just trying to build the channel up one day at a time.
Almost 3,000. You'll do 3,000 subs by the end of the year, easy.
Yeah, it should be by the end of the year. Except yesterday, it took 6 away for whatever reason, so they penalized me. But, to that question that you asked Jerry, it's pretty interesting because I would think it would be the opposite, but you can be in and out of stocks in your 401k or whatever, and you don't have to worry about capital gains. That's the way I look at it. But I am in my 401k. I don't even have the option to do that anyway. So obviously, from the 401ks and IRAs I've had over the years that I've rolled over, I rolled that over into a solo 401k. So it's in the dividend portfolio partially, and then the rest is in the real estate notes. So I could pretty much do whatever I want, but pretty much trying to dabble into the VYM so I can do cash or covered calls on it and make it a little bit easier than dealing with some of those little teeny stocks. I call them teeny just because they're short. They're low, $30 and $40 and $50 stocks. But looks like this week I might actually have one that gets called away. So that's the first one I get to deal with that, and we'll share that in the monthly update. But so yeah, just plugging away. I was in the middle of doing a video right before this, and that's the reason why I didn't think I was going to be able to make it on. But I got done with that, so here we are.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Is retirement starting to feel like real right now? I mean, you're building up the dividends, the cash flow, the cover call strategy. You know how much you're making there. Is it starting to feel a little real, or?
It is. Like I'm getting real antsy, and I'm getting fed up with like normal stuff that would normally piss me off. Like, oh, I got to log into work, and it's like I gotta, yeah, I know exactly. I can't make a video. I got to log into work. I got to have all that crap open in the background. So yeah, it's getting a little antsy. I'm getting a little tired, but I figured it's still good to wait another year if I can because of the pandemic and because I got those flips that are going on. I got to figure out. So there's a little bit of stuff I got to figure out, open-ended things that I need to figure out that I want to figure out because I can't go hike the AT, right, with that stuff open. I want to have the investments all ready to go that are just generating money for me that I don't got to think about while I'm on the AT,
Yeah. Are you going to buy a house cash, have you decided, or are you going to use leverage that? Leverage the cheap?
I haven't decided that yet. I will have cash on the side to pay cash for it. If they'll let me do like a hybrid or something, I'll put $200K down or something like that, maybe finance the rest, but I'm not going to have a job, so I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to this quick question here that Alex has got. He's got it for Jerry. Curious what the ETF Master's favorite ETF is.
That's a tough one because it just depends. That answer just depends. I really want to like Jeppy. If you haven't seen my ETF video on Jeppy, JE,
great video.
I really want to like that, but I really want to have some history there. Because it really employs the strategy that I want to employ as far as in retirement. Owning stock, selling covered calls on the stock, collecting income. That's what Jeppy does. I know QYLD has the more cult-like following, but I think Jeppy is more of a traditional way that I'm building my portfolio, and that's how Jeppy works. And so I want to like that, but of course, there's the QQQ.
I gotta buy it.
Yeah, there's the QQQ. I'll be coming out with a video pretty soon that's gonna be a ETF portfolio video. So watch out for that, because it'll be soon. I got a surprise.
Hang on a second. Aren't you the one that started the cult following for QYLD?
You did.
I don't know. Did I?
Somebody asked Matt today. Oh, yeah, I'd go to Matt for QYLD, and then Matt referred to Jerry.
Nice.
Everybody put it on me. Oh well, I just report what I see, and it grew legs. It grew legs. That's for sure. Because everybody
So
I talk about is talking about
Jeppy I
QYLD.
watched today. Jeppy wasn't down. Jeppy is never down as much as QYLD is. So that's pretty interesting.
It's that portfolio. I think that's what it is. It's the portfolio, and that they sell covered calls out of the money. So they're doing it strategically. There's strategy there. There's not a mechanical way, or what's the word I'm looking for? It's not rules based. Like QYLD is. QYLD is rules based. So it's going to do whatever it does just because the rules say so. Jeppy is actively managed, so the managers can do and pivot and do what they're supposed to do, like you would. So
you still think it's going to be about 6 to 7% annually?
Yeah, I still think it'll land in the 6 to 7% range, which is, that's 3 times more than what the S&P 500 is giving you. So
I'm fine with that. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people, younger people like Ryan, maybe, who wouldn't be, but
who's got the ear on us?
It's definitely not a growth investor thing, but
but if you need cash flow, that's a great play. I was actually talking at lunch. I brought up Dave's. We were talking covered calls. Actually, my partner brought in a friend who's an avid investor. Like, Ryan, you'll like this person. He likes to talk stocks, and she's trying to learn stocks too. And I brought up how you're using it to supplement your early retirement. And like how effective it is at income generation. But I want to hear from also now Canada's flooded with money rocks.
That's right. You know it.
I'll go with your channel update, and then I'll go, Rick.
Funny that you say that. I've got to take off tomorrow and get some more. Honestly, I'm running low.
That's not.
I
was saying, what are you doing at dinner when these money rocks are like crushed? I was thinking about that watching your last video.
I have to go.
Running low on rocks, but not loonies.
Yeah, well, hey, mini smiles. I handed out about 25 of them yesterday, and I'm honestly running low. I have to go back to my secret location and pick up a few more. So
somebody's backyard, right?
No, I wish it was that close. And it's cool because it's on this one side of an island that's on the south side, where they only are on this one side because the waves are so rough, and they make them nice and smooth. On the north side of the island, they're all too jagged. You can't use them. So. But yeah, they're getting out there. They're slowly getting more, responses and whatnot. So it's great to see the Money Rocks. That was great the other day with Caitlin and Adam out in Calgary. I've got another one lined up pretty soon too. So anybody watching this wants to hide a Money Rock in their city, just get in contact with me. And yeah, I got a new phase going to be starting when it gets too cold up here and the snow hits the ground. I can't be doing the Money Rocks with mini smiles. So have a new idea of how I'm going to incorporate more people involved. So it'll be more worldwide at that point. But yeah, it's going good. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a really cool idea. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, from people like Dave and Barry and, you too, Ryan. So, the positive feedback just, keeps me going.
Yeah. I'm going to hide a rock now. I was talking to Rick. I called him a couple of days ago. And just going over, I finally getting a little bit of free time. I was able to I hired 4 people for my new company this week. So
awesome.
It's moving a lot off the plate, and felt finally safe enough to do that with the whole COVID situation. But yeah, I stepped on a trend. Whenever I talk about these Nikola videos, they're like all my best videos. So I kind of had to follow up because I made those videos 3 months ago, like kind of going at them like, obviously like more clickbaity, Nikola being a scam and all that. I didn't realize how right I was. I was just saying like, there's some things that don't really make sense here. And and the video, actually, I put it up. I got like 5,000 views in the first day, but then like, I'm not sure what is fair use to use in media. It seems like you can use news clips on a YouTube video, and there doesn't really seem to be issue with that. Is that like fair media? And also, like, I thought Joe Rogan was like cool, and like I used one of his clips, and he flagged me, so I had to like.
How do you know it's him? Just curious.
It tells you. It tells you.
Yeah, it'll tell you what.
So I took it back down and I put it up late last night, and then I got like another, almost 3,000 views since I put it back up. So like, there's a lot of interest towards this topic. And I'm not sure. Have you guys read the Hindenburg research and also like the Nikola response? Like,
ooh, hey, whoa! Do you want to get into that right now, or you want to say that for a little bit later on, maybe?
I mean, it's kind of
we might have to shut things down if it gets too heated, I think.
I mean, is Nikola a business or a business plan? Like, and how much? I think I was telling Dave in the comments, like, I just think they went public too early. They should have had a product and understand their like how they actually get the thing to market, because he's saying so many things, and like where it could be considered fraudulent because he doesn't really know what the hell he's doing. But he's hoping, and he's got like brand, and he's got like people that are excited for him and rooting for him, and he's got investors throwing money at him, but he doesn't actually know how to build the damn thing. So it's very fascinating to watch this play out. So I was curious, what are your guys' thoughts and response? Like I kind of put it into a video. So I mean,
well, before we get much further, we have Ben here, and Ben's part of JMax. Hopefully he'll join us later on tonight, Discord, and he's a big supporter. So Ben, I'm going to post the link down here. If you want to join us, or anybody else wants to join us, I'll post the link, and you can jump on and discuss with us, because I think this will be a really, really interesting topic of discussion this evening. So there's the link. If anybody wants to click on it, you'll go backstage. I'll bring you in, and let's talk with us. So, but guys, what do you guys think?
I don't have a problem with Nikola. I don't.
I don't have a problem with either. I would actually almost like an underdog supporter. I think that here's what pisses me off about the whole thing. Everybody is invested in Nikola, and they're like, oh yeah. They made a bunch of money. They got out. They got in Hyliion. They get into Tesla. Now they're dogging Nikola. That's freaking a hypocrite, in my opinion. So that's the reason why I'm such a supporter. Not to mention, it's good for the world, right? If he succeeds. How's it not? It's just the problem. You got the cult followers on Hyliion. You got the cult followers on Tesla, and they hate freaking Nikola, right? Because it's a threat. So that's how I look at it. Look, you got the freaking rig rolling down a freaking road. Who cares? It was 3 years ago, right? They have a rig now that runs on on hydrogen. So they saw a video in April. The guy's driving the freaking rig around.
You're talking about 3 years ago, and here's the thing. In business now, fraud or not, okay, everybody's got to take a chance. Everybody's got to take a chance. Like for instance, when I first heard about the fake truck rolling thing, it made me think of I forget who I watched, but they pointed out, all those scooters that they sit around colleges, they just leave them out there.
Yeah, bird.
Yeah. Bird. Well, those people didn't ask for permission to put those scooters out there. They just threw them out there, and they threw them out there. They took a chance. They said, okay, if we get in trouble, we get in trouble. But if this works and all these people adopt this product, then they're going to have to deal with this. So, that as far as 3 years ago, that's fine. To me, that's fine. It's somebody wanting to take a chance, wanting to build a business. I have a hard time believing that GM would throw $2 billion at them without physically seeing.
Yeah,
something.
That's a great point. Like, obviously, Jerry and I were talking about this quickly before we went live. It's like, there's no way they're going to throw out $2 billion in stock for 11% ownership of the company without doing their due diligence. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So
if I could,
some validity to this story.
I think GM's desperate and they're dying. So I think they may have had an oversight. I really think. I think it was a poor choice. I think they haven't.
If you had it your way, Ryan, you would have no other manufacturer, no other car company other than Tesla. That's it.
They have until December 30th to back out. The deal is not final, and I think that what's likely to happen. I think they were hoping to. I think they want to bankrupt GM. I think Mary Barra and the board wants to, because these older corporations are they're so filled with the unions and the pensions. They're so unagile and unable to. That's why they've been watching Tesla grow market cap for a decade now, and they can't even get a viable product to market. So they want to cling on to Nikola. I think they've already talked to us. We're going to spin something off of it so they can have that agility in the market, and they'll probably end up bankrupting GM. And I think that's and also Ford needs to do something too. These old companies. So, but I think, what does Nikola have besides brand that makes it value? I have a good idea. I want to start a car company. Does anyone know Nikola Tesla's middle name? That would be. They literally just.
We got the trademark on it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
They so and they were very dishonest. They in my video, like Trevor Milton saying that we have to make our own batteries. And he kept on saying how he had batteries twice the capability of what's in Teslas. And then when he goes to sign the deal with GM, we're just going to use their technology. Like it just seems like.
How do you know they're using their technology but not using GM to manufacture it?
No, he said the reason the deal made so much sense, Milton said, because what they're going to save in batteries is going to be so much more than the equity they gave up. They gave up 11% stake in the business, which when they're worth, $20 billion was how much money. And that's why they think if the stock price continues to crash, Nikola, GM will know 11% will be worth a lot less. So they may ask for more, or they may just get out of it. But Nikola, it's holding that $30 share price. I'm not sure, what is keeping it up. So maybe Ben could speak to that better.
Ben, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. What input would you like to give us?
Can you hear me?
Turn it up a little bit.
Hold on, let me turn this down. All right, how's that?
Same.
Still a little too low, but let's go with it.
All right.
So
I'm not sure how to adjust it right now, but I just think it's a startup, right? So Nikola just needs to be given a chance. Tesla had a lot of haters in the past. Tesla had a lot of haters in the past. They had problems. They almost went bankrupt years ago. What was it, last year? Elon was investigated by the SEC and fined. So it's not without, it's nothing new. Trevor is creating, it does seem like he's creating his own problems, but we just need to give Nikola a chance to prove themselves.
Does anyone think the SEC is going to come down hard on them, that he misled investors? Like Elon deserved to get fined. What he did was not right. Saying that the share price was going to be bought out private at a certain level, like that was wrong. I think Trevor, he's been off of social media ever since they launched the investigation. I think he's really the problem. He just lies about everything. He says we have solar panels for a completely green company, and they have a satellite take a picture of it. There's no solar panels on it. And then the inverter system, we create our own inverter. He just puts duct tape over the other brand. He seems like a compulsive liar.
So Ben, you seem to be a real supporter of the company itself. Are you a supporter of the company and its ideas, or are you a supporter of Trevor being the front PR guy for the company?
No, I'm more of a supporter of the company.
Right.
You know, I see the company as a huge disturber in the industry. You know, the industry's been so flat with diesels and everything for so long. You know, they have the opportunity to do something great and change the industry. So yeah, I'm more of a supporter of Nikola versus Trevor. Yeah, the solar panel thing's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, they didn't think someone would throw up a drone and look at the roof. So
pretty easy to do in today's day and age.
yeah, exactly. So that one, I don't know why they'd say that, but
yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
but
busted.
I just wish, Nikola's, you know, they'd have more of an opportunity to grow. All the scrutiny's definitely, I'm sure, slowing them down. They're fighting these battles instead of working on their technology.
Yeah, and like you said, they are a startup. At least, you know, like Tesla had a lot to get through, but at least when they went to market, they were delivering roadsters, and they did go parabolic. But they started when they went public, they IPO'd at $230 million. By the time anyone could buy Nikola shares on the market, it was already like a $10-20 billion company that had never even built a car. So I think they've done an amazing job branding, and like we'll see what the actual vehicle looks like, but they're designed nicely. And but I just wonder, I mean, did anyone follow the Theranos story years ago? Everyone keeps on relating that. I get comments all the time that this seems a lot like that, and they really felt like they had a product and a brand, but like they got serious trouble for, like, you can't just say whatever you want and have people invest in you when you're not able to deliver. There's a fine line in the market. Isn't it with that story?
I'm not familiar with it, no.
Yeah, I'm a little familiar with it.
Dave, are you familiar with the Theranos story?
No.
It was some lady, and even like Kramer was talking about it. They were promising like these really fast blood results, like within seconds, for some kind of like medical breakthroughs, and it was all BS. It was all fake. So and they're just like mimicking the behavior between Milton and I can't remember her name, the lady who founded the company, but like now like Trevor just thinks he has haters for no reason, but it's because I mean he's just been people call him like an executive stock pumper. Like he's not even the CEO anymore. He just goes out there and pumps the stock and sits on social media and like argues with people all day. It's very strange to me, It
is very strange. Why isn't somebody pulled him out of that position right now?
Well, the CEO Mark Russell should be. I think we should be hearing more from him right now. We haven't heard anything from Mark Russell.
Yeah.
Why is he so silent and quiet? You're right. Good point.
He's probably like, what the hell? What job did I take here?
Maybe Trevor's just trying to get a severance package.
Yeah, he's due $230 million.
Severance package.
He's due $230 million if he can stay employed until 2023. If he can just merely stay employed.
He's just an idea man anyway. So
yeah.
I don't even care about him.
Yeah, I don't think Trevor's in for it just for the money though either. We talked about, he was just a couple days ago when the stock was beat down. He bought like something like 41,000 shares. He's buying shares up.
Yeah, he has to.
Isn't Elon Musk is very similar in my opinion.
In the future.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Isn't Elon Musk very similar? Like these bombastic freaking ideas, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna fly to freaking Pluto. I'm gonna be there by 2022. He says crap like that all the time too. Yeah,
I
can make a tunnel system or whatever. We're gonna go from here to here in 10 minutes.
There's just
same thing. Like if Tesla didn't exist right now and Hyliion didn't exist, I don't think any of this crap would even be going on. Nobody would be pissed off. Nothing.
Stock manipulation everywhere, especially these things.
This is at the forefront right now.
Because Tesla was the first. Like there was a lot of leeway there. Like I mean, but now you got like the freaking cream of the crop out there, Tesla, right? Everybody's comparing against Tesla,
So I think there's huge differences between Musk and Milton. And kind of like in their own DNA. Well, Musk is actually like the lead engineer. Like he works in engineering. He actually and they're a vertical manufacturer, where like Milton's more of an idea guy, draws a rendering, and then brings it to a manufacturer and asks me to build it. So like as far as the innovation of the actual science of it. And I just feel like Musk speaks in a more, kind of physics-based approach towards what he's trying to do. He always talks about the first principles method, and also I think the Musk story is very interesting because when he sold PayPal, he had $200 million and went broke investing it in SpaceX and Tesla. So there's more of like this. He was already a really insanely rich person to bet it all. Like, it doesn't seem like it's about money. Milton's already announced his retirement in 5 years. He's bought his $33 million ranch and his plane. He's just hyping and pumping out and cashing out. I mean, it's a very different DNA and I get from the brands. I mean, Elon does miss deadlines, but he's also hit a lot.
But you're also comparing Elon Musk against, having gone through it, years afterwards. Trevor's in the beginning stages of it, and whether he finishes that or not, I mean, you got to compare Trevor against like a young Elon Musk, right? And I'm sure Elon, I don't know much about Elon Musk, right? But how was he back then? How was he 10 years ago, 15 years ago, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
He had crazy ideas back then too, right? But he's done well, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Tesla definitely got that first mover advantage. And I think that's where the skeptics are too, is Tesla's been around for 10 plus years or whatever they have. Yeah. And no one thinks that anybody can do what Tesla's done coming up. But it's at the same point, Trevor, has done some things that kind of raised eyebrows, especially the big thing that I don't like was he bought the most expensive house in Utah right around their IPO, or I think right before the reverse merger. So why do something like that? Why give the optics that you're doing something, kind of shady? That to me didn't make sense, but he just needs to be a little more low key.
Yeah,
it's like Goodfellas, right?
Yeah,
like Goodfellas when they go out and spend all the money and they show up with it.
Say it again.
I really think they got to replace Milton as their PR guy. They just got to get him out, I think. And the idea of the company is great. Obviously, EV industry, we need this. It's a great step in the right direction for that industry, but just not with Trevor. Please, that's the way I see it. I'm sorry, man. Just not with him. Not with him. I've dealt with a couple of similar guys like that as a manager and one as a business partner in earlier years in a couple of my ventures. And, at first it was, I just realized that I learned my lesson. We shouldn't have had this guy as representing one of our companies, was what our team analysis was afterwards. And then the partner situation, and they're both very similar to Trevor. So it's just there's good business and there's kind of shady business, right? Like the not so great side of the business too, right? Always, look forward to doing good business all the time, win-win situation always. But it's always nice to have that transparency, especially from the leader of the company.
Yeah.
You see a truck rolling down a hill, you expect it to be a truck rolling down a hill on its own power. That's the way I would see it.
And he also said,
not covering it up. Sorry.
No, in the video I put up, he said that that car was driving on fuel cell.
There you go. See,
so
that's the part of business I don't like. And then you try and cover it up to say gravity was our friend that day. That to me is not. Yeah. No.
Well, maybe it was running. Was it running?
No,
not necessarily propelling.
It was no propulsion, only gravity.
Only gravity. So, there you go.
Why does it matter? They have one now.
Is it? I saw the Nikola 2 was.
Well, now you start questioning it, right?
No, sorry, they're driving it around in the parking lot.
You question it.
That wasn't
that video.
That was in April. I watched the video. They were all speculative about it too. So they went to the Nikola headquarters and they were driving it around.
Yeah, they had a woman interviewer in the front seat with Milton. Hey, for all I know, there could have been a team of 20 guys pushing that truck from behind. I don't know now.
Yeah, I think you have to be everything's expensive. All stocks are crazy expensive and speculative in EVs right now. There's not even I think the only it sounds crazy, Tesla's extremely overvalued, but it's the only safe play. Because everything else could be vaporware, Yeah. So Yeah, I don't know. Like but those videos, there's a lot of interest in that, and for some reason, people do like to knock Milton. But Milton plays into it every Tuesday on his Instagram. He would just read mean comments and respond to them. It's like, don't you have to like build a $100 billion company, bro? Like it's like, like I wish
trolls or whatever he's calling it.
He shouldn't be representing the company. He should have a representative. It's fine to be an idea man. It's fine to be an idea man CEO. But if you're going to go out there and champion the company, you probably should do it in a little smarter way than that.
Yeah. So what are you guys' overall thoughts of the market? Is there any sectors that are cheaper? Obviously, EV stocks are expensive right now. We got a bit of a pullback today. I don't know if anyone – I started watching Alex's video before I came on here, but we're moving towards the 50-day moving average. Do you guys still see more weak side, or what are your feelings towards the market right now? Let's start with Jerry, maybe.
I see some possible pullback for sure. And Alex made a point on there that if we do get that little pullback, will the tone of the media turn negative, over negative, to where that'll really push down things even further, and I think that's quite a possibility. Because we just been running pretty hard, but you can't really say, because even if we do get a pullback, we just print more money.
That seems we have a good personal guarantor, it seems. Yeah.
Well, I mean, pulling back, they're not going to print money, but a crash, they would. Right. I mean, a pullback is natural, especially when we come back up as quick as we did. So I think coming back and doing a little correction would be good. I think we're all waiting for it anyway. So.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I think there's going to be a pullback, but if the sentiment in the market or in the media turns super negative and turns it into a long correction, then we can be looking at printer go burr.
Ben, is your main interest in the market SPACs? I saw you in the comments, or what's your portfolio about?
Yeah, currently my main interest is SPACs. To me, I was in blue chips back in April, and I've slowly been like, today I sold CCL since I saw they're not going to sell until next year.
Wow.
But I've slowly sold off, a lot of my traditional stocks, and there's too much upside to SPACs. It's like the retail IPOs, and a lot of us, are taking advantage of that while we can.
What are some of your favorites?
Shell.
Yeah, Hyliion is definitely one of the top ones.
Fisker.
The other ones I'm in. Tattooed Chef. I think it's going to be big. The earnings report just came out, and it looks like they're crushing it again. They're still a big growth company. Nikola, I've kind of pulled back on. That was, of course, VTIQ, but I've had to cut back on that one to, reduce my risk of things, because there's still that DOJ investigation rumored to be going on. So, as much I like them.
What are your thoughts on BurgerFi?
BurgerFi has been one that we've discussed a lot, that a lot of people have kind of pulled back on and gone into other things just because the management's, it's been mismanaged basically. They've extended, they've been having, their shareholder meeting, everyone wasn't muted, and there's just chaos. It hasn't been ran as professional, I think, as a lot of us would like. I think they're going to be a good company, but until OPS gets everything straightened out, I know I've scaled back quite a bit. There's so many quality SPACs now. There's no reason to be messing with the ones that are being mismanaged. And there's new SPACs coming online all the time. There's already a new, like a Shell 2.0 snapper, is out. It's IPO'd already. They're looking for targets. There's lots of green companies looking for targets. So there's lots of options. If you got one that's not working out right, you just go find something else.
Yeah, was it Charging Point where he took off? Is that the name of it? Charging Point came out yesterday?
Yeah, well,
carried on today too, didn't it?
Yeah, the rumors go out with Switchback. Is that it? Yeah, Switchback Energy.
Yeah, Switchback
Energy.
Energy.
That could be, a lot of people are excited in the Discord are excited about that. That one could be huge.
Yeah. Hey, which reminds me, let's do a quick little shout out to JMax Discord as well. I mean, between him and Gen X's Discords, holy moly, like information overload, guys. So anybody watching this, get on over there and check them out. Go look at their channels and join their Discords. There's so much information. If you're an entrepreneur, join mine. go for theirs first. It's better.
Yeah, the Discord's been great. There's a lot of information.
Ben's active on it
too. People hop on, the rumors and news quick.
Yeah. News flies there. It will make your head spin. I saw that comment this afternoon. I was like, it's so much going on here. It makes my head spin. It's like, Jim Mack was like, well, that's the idea. And it's true. It's like so much information there. So always go into battle with a team, right? It's great to see. All right. So Dan's here. 99% confirmation of solar panel in the southeast corner of Nikola HQ. What's that? Solar panels?
But he said they were on his roof too. So I don't know what that's powering. But Dave, do you own any SPACs? Do you own any SPACs? Dave?
Yeah,
Michelle?
I own GP. I don't know if that's a SPAC. I own CCXX.
Good Canadian company.
I'm out of Shell at this point, and yeah, that's it. I'm not a big SPAC person, honestly. I'm more about, because I don't need to get rich quick. I don't need that crap in my life, but I like to just throw a little bit at it just because I'm stupid.
Yes, the fun Dave is here tonight.
I don't know. Dan. I blame part of it on Dan.
Oh, jeez.
I've made money on it, but at the same time, I feel like I can make better money on CCL or whatever, Carnival Cruise Lines, because it has a 10% down day. I can buy it that day, and the next day it's up 2 or 3% or 5%, and then just sell it. And it's more solid than a SPAC.
Maybe buy some January calls when they're sailing again, hopefully.
I don't play calls and stuff like that. Just on yeah. I'm only selling cash secured puts on Tesla, by the way.
Guys, another quick Discord. I forgot was Jose's RicoSuave Investing. Jump on over to his Discord as well, guys. He's got so much information there as well. And join his Patreon. Sorry, had to get that plug in there.
Dave, what's your strike on Tesla?
I got 2 open right now. 1 to 300. One's at 275.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I can go way, way down.
Yeah.
It's like it's like $250. So it's a crap load of money, and it expires next week.
I trimmed some over 500, and then it went to 340. I bought a little bit back there, and then I thought 280 was the next resistance, but it kind of rebounded from there. The market last week kind of head faked, but.
I'm just spreading them out now. I'm just like, okay, 300, 275, 250. It's like money in the bank.
And even if you got called, like that would be such a odd scenario. Like it would shoot back up probably.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Like to me, because there's probably a zillion people that are going to buy it if it drops near 300. So I just don't. I think it's a sure win. Even though it could drop 30% in one day or something like that, I still think it's a sure bet.
Everyone wants Dave to talk about snow. Let's talk about snow.
Let's hear about snow.
Let's talk about the yellow snow. Okay, so the snow I bought yesterday, and I got torched in the comments yesterday on JMax saying it's dumb money, and maybe it is. You know, it's like because by the time I bought it, it was so it got halted at like 277 or 272, somewhere around there, and then when it came out of the halt, it just popped up. I got it at 287, and then it popped up to 219. I could have sold it and made a profit, but you don't know what it's going to do. So, and then by the end of the day, it dropped down 250, 230 or something like that. So I'm down big on the stock. And then I tried to buy some last night after hours. I tried to buy 5 more shares, and it popped another 25 in there. I'm like, oh crap, that's not what I wanted. So after that happened, it just popped up a couple of bucks, and then I sold those 25 shares, made a quick $50 or something like that. And then today, I popped in, another 5 shares down to the 222 range, and then sold those when it popped up. So right now I'm just kind of lowering my average out by buying shares. But if it drops down to the hundreds, I'll probably end up buying another 25 shares, lower the average. I think the company long term, they got really good management, by the way. But this could be like the next Google, right? I missed out on Google in 2004, I believe. 2004, I think it was. Missed out on Google. I thought it was too expensive, right? So who knows? Like, yeah, the company at 70 billion or 80 billion might be overpriced, but they can grow into that multiple. It just could take 5 years or whatever, right?
You're right. Yeah. The great quality one, they stay expensive forever. I made that mistake with Amazon forever. The too pricey.
Yeah, Amazon, the same boat. Yeah.
So what price could you have got in on Amazon, right?
I don't remember Amazon. I mean, that one just, for the longest time, the same thing happened to Tesla, right? They're not making any money, It's like they're losing $3 billion a year. Why would I want to invest in this crap? And then because everybody was waiting for them to turn a profit, just like Amazon, right? In like 2015 or whatever, when they decided, hey, we can turn a profit anytime we want.
Yeah. Rick, to answer your question, in my early 20s, man, everything was going into my business. So I was not in stock. Yeah. I bought my house. I kind of got my life started. So I didn't really get into the stock market. I mean, I was just doing ETFs. I was watching. Yeah. I wish I had Jerry's channel back then.
Yeah. Thanks, Jerry.
But I just got into following certain investors and in like obviously long-term investing. But like Tesla was so attractive just on like how much how much investors hated it. But the Model 3, I felt like was the iPhone moment for vehicles in general, like a smart vehicle that kind of like the masses could get their hands on, and they were selling them like crazy at 20% gross profit margins. Yet everyone hated the stock because the bottom line didn't look clean. But they had an amazing product that was flying off the shelves, and they had the Model Y coming, which was going to be more profitable, and just no one saw it, And then once they proved that, like the stock has gone up, over 10x. Trying to find that next investment in the market right now, it's very hard,
Well, with all that said, you can't tell me that Tesla, where it is right now, is not way overvalued.
So, like I said, it could fall into that same boat of like it may just always trade expensive if it always has a good leading indicator. Let's say the Model Y, once that gets fully ramped, it's going to be a cash cow for the company. It's going to be cheaper to build in the Model 3 and selling for $10,000 more. So like, and that's supposed to sell more than the Model S, X, and 3. So if they can keep on like proving their story a little bit, and they're doing a great job managing expectations. They're always beating right now, like we said, like, Elon missed a lot of, forecasts, but like they hit last year's deliveries. They were profitable during the coronavirus. Like who would have thought that would have happened? They just keep on outperforming what like people genuinely think, and if they can keep on doing that, a lot of stock price is just like managing investors' expectations, and if you can continuously wow them, you can trade expensive, right?
I suppose.
Ben, what do you think about all this? You invest in Tesla?
IPOs?
Sorry?
Oh, IPOs or Tesla?
Tesla.
It's a Tesla channel.
Yeah, I'm invested, in Tesla. And Tesla, I think it's been a hard one. I started looking at Tesla last year at 240. I asked around, some other investors, and they said, no, it's not going to go anywhere. And I shouldn't have I should have invested in, but I listened to other people. And then,
Whoops.
He's frozen. Ben, we missed you.
I bought some Tesla at 700. It's like, well, I'll just buy one share. It's going to go back down to 500. Then I'll load up. But we all saw how that worked out.
Yeah.
So I think Tesla just does its own thing. It just keeps going up. I do think though, we're going to have a pullback after Battery Day. I think that's been overhyped. The expectations are way too high.
We got to talk about Battery Day, guys.
Before we talk about Battery Day, just wanted to ask Ryan, how do you feel about them getting, skipped over by the S&P 500?
That's a good question. And it was strange. Shortly after that, they sold $5 billion worth of their own stock. I think eventually they will get added. I don't blame people for not adding them because given the volatility and just meeting the requirements, but they added companies like Etsy over them. Like I thought that was strange. But again, we're always looking for the next catalyst. So just because they didn't get added then doesn't mean they can't get added in a few months. And
Right.
So that could be the next catalyst. And I think Q3 and Q4 have always been good deliveries. I don't know. I think Tesla, and I've said this for a long time, I think it'll mimic, and I've been saying this since it was under a $200 stock pre-split. I think it would go parabolic, and then it'll stay flat for a long time to justify its evaluation, and until it's overlooked for too long. I mean, it's been the behavior of the stock in the past. So, but yeah, I think they'll eventually get in. I mean, they're like one of the 10th largest companies in the United States now, with the current market cap over 400 billion. Like, how can you leave them out?
Yeah, it's just a matter of time for them.
Yeah. Stock Ninja asked me to comment on Lemonade. Anyone else here bullish on Lemonade? That was a new hot IPO that's come down. Anyone familiar with the business plan? Jerry, you familiar with the business plan?
Yep.
Too much sugar.
Yeah. I don't know. Insurance, I haven't dug deep enough into them to see what the heck they do different besides, donating some money. I don't see it. What makes it so special?
I'm going to sell you the stock. Okay.
Oh, here we go. The pitch is coming.
So a lot of people have an angst towards insurance companies because the interest isn't harmonious. Like the person who's paying the premiums, when they need the money, they want the money, but the person that's supposed to give them the money is disincentivized to give them the money because that will hurt their bottom line earnings. So so that's supposed to create such a trust and bond with the customer and they pay out claims within seconds on an app using AI rather than filling out claims and dealing with, I got someone ran in the back of my work car, and I'm still waiting on a claims adjuster or a liability adjuster to figure this out, So they use a lot of more algorithmic, sorry, I can't speak that, type of usage, and also they think people are less likely to embellish claims because they can give that money to any non-for-profit. So if you volunteer like a soup kitchen, if you're really gonna try to embellish claims, you're gonna hurt something that you care about. So they think they're trying to align the ethics of the relationship between the business and the customer. And so far they have insane growth. They're growing by 1,200% a year. They're still a very small company and they're trading in a very high multiple. But that's really the breakthrough, and they have very strong management. For me, that's the biggest reason I never invested into Nikola, just because I just felt like it was a used car salesman selling new cars. But that's the thesis behind it, and they have a lot of growth, and they're really targeting the millennial. I feel like their app's like the Robinhood of insurance companies. They started off, they have so much growth ahead too, so the story can grow. You need a good growth story. So they just started off with just renters insurance. So the millennial gets an apartment, downloads an app, needs to prove renter's insurance, he gets that. Then he gets a girlfriend, then he gets the dog, then they got pet insurance. Now we saved up enough money to buy a house. Now they have homeowners insurance. They still can get into auto, they can get into life insurance, they can get into any kind of insurance possible, and they're only in like half the country right now. So the growth story has so much more to tell.
Do you have a policy?
They're not in my area yet, but I absolutely would. I have their app, and that made me like even more bullish on like they're not.
How
even
do the
here.
prices compare to like say USAA or something like that?
So I've read tons of reviews. I've heard some lower, some higher. So they're within a realm, and they should be lower because they're cutting out the insurance broker. You know, so I think as they learn their algorithm better. Like that's one thing insurance companies, and it's like the least disrupted industry. Like insurance companies have been around for like 100 years. So they need disruption, but that also helps them have like a lot of good data. But they think they can price insurance better because they have a lot of subsectors. Like you get given, you get priced life insurance because you fall into some kind of basket or something. But they think if they can like better identify people through their AI and they have more questions and screening, that they can create even more aggressive ways. So
oh shoot, I just lost my train of thought. Lemonade. What is it that they're doing differently with the premiums that a regular insurance company does? Because a regular insurance company just goes out and invests in the bond market. What does Lemonade do? Same thing?
Lemonade, their cut in the policy over time is 25%. That's what they're making. And what they do with that capital, it probably something similar. They're holding on to capital. They're looking, to create yield on it while they're holding it. But anything surpassing that goes to the non-for-profit, and they really think that's the unique part of their business model, and why they can create more trust with customers and create more long-term customers. So
unless the policies are cheaper, I don't see it working personally. Like it's all going to be about the price. I wouldn't go to Lemonade unless I can get a steep discount on my insurance because I think it's all a scam anyway.
It is, and that's how most people view insurance. So they're trying to break that model. But like I said, I've heard some lower, some higher. So it could fall into a realm. And but like the market cap is what's interesting to me too. And like I think they'll be able to trade at high multiples being in like insure tech, but it's not even a $3 billion company. And any like kind of more brick and mortar like long insurance company that's been around for a long time, they're getting 20, 30, $40 billion on the market. So I think that even if they don't need to take over the entire industry, and they can still be a 10 times in return on your investment, even they can just tell the story. Being in insurtech's a new thing. So what now to go against that, like ARK Invest, who always invest into like innovative things, they're not bullish. They don't think they have a strong enough economic moat. They think that other people could come in and similarly, duplicate this business model. But I think there is first mover advantage, and we'll see how that plays out. So
it almost sounds similar. You guys familiar with Tesla insurance?
Yeah.
So Tesla, I think that's brilliant for Tesla because they have all this, this huge data pool for, their cars. They know what the parts cost. They know, how people are driving. They have all the data already. They don't need to do anything to gather that data because they're already doing it. I think Tesla insurance can be a lot bigger than it is. They're still just trying to figure out the business model, and eventually, I'm sure it'll roll out nationwide. I think
data is the new oil, right? So Tesla has tons of data on how that person drives their vehicle and how to insure them better than an insurance company. Warren Buffett owns Geico, and they asked him about like, what do you think about Elon Musk getting into the car insurance business? And he said something about how like difficult and like how like GM tried to do something similar in like the 70s or 80s. And then someone comments, he's like, "Yeah, Warren, it's probably not like it's not like rocket science or something." Alluding to that Elon Musk is a rocket scientist. But
yeah, but GM didn't have the data that Tesla has today.
Yeah, it was GM didn't have it because GM tried to create an insurance company years ago too. But no one else here own Lemonade stock?
Nope.
No, I'm keto.
All right. So what's going on with Battery Day, guys?
Battery Day.
Oh, big Battery Day. When is it? Is it next Tuesday?
22nd.
Awesome.
Maybe
Ryan,
that's why
are
the
you
Tesla
party at your
freaking
place?
puts are so expensive.
Yeah. What's that?
Are you hosting a party at your place?
Well, I'm curious to see if we're going to get the 1,000,000-mile battery, which has been a lot of hype.
Yeah.
And
Why does
also,
that matter, first of all? I mean, I get that, like, every time you drive, the capacity goes down.
Mhm.
But right now, are you going to outlive that car? Is your battery going to outlive that car or no?
I have battery up to 8 years. If I could, and I expect battery costs to continue declining. Like I would probably change. I just bought the standard range Tesla Model 3, so I bought the autonomous driving, which is good for the life of the car. So I'd probably buy a new battery. But the thing I'm most interested in is if we get to do auto bidder. So like I plug in my Tesla at night and I buy energy at night. If I can broker that back during the day and sell it, because I have such a durable battery that could do this, I think that's game changing to the way people view the cost of the car. And like if you can literally make $1,000 a month brokering energy, why would you buy any other car?
Let me say this. I watched a video on Tesla. It came in, the guy was doing work on it, and he's like, look at this junk. This thing weighs, 6,000 pounds, 2 freaking tons. And the tires were all jacked up. You have to buy new tires all the time because, they wear the inside of the tires out because the thing is a freaking tank, right? So what do you say about that?
So something else that they're supposed to do, they're supposed to decrease the size of the fuel cell, which and the idea is that the battery becomes more energy dense. And this is the whole, Nikola saying that batteries can only work up to 300 miles. Tesla wants to create like more efficient, energy dense batteries. So you are right. Like this is early. We're watching, if what we're watching is, if we're watching an EV revolution, we'll probably laugh at the Tesla I bought, like how heavy it was and how shitty the range was. Like we'll probably feel that way. But yeah, I think I haven't had an issue with my car. I've had it for almost a year now. And
so the weights, they need to bring the weight way down, like 300 pounds, bring it down to 300 pounds or something, and make it go 500 miles and charge in 15 minutes. Then we have a winner. So is this what Battery Day is all about? It's all about trying to how to get there, or what?
Battery Day
Ryan.
We should be closer to there than we were before Battery Day. So that's the expectation. And I expect it to be. I don't. But like, if you could broker energy, Dave, would you buy a Tesla if you could own it and profit from it?
Well, the mileage needs to be there more. And like your trip when you had it towed, that was eye-opening because I don't want to have my whole trip wrapped around where a freaking charger is. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I have anxiety. Like, where's the next charger at? Like, you know what I mean? What they need is a charger at every gas station.
Well, I could have just brought my cord.
Well, cord aside, right? Why isn't there a freaking charger at every damn gas station?
There is in Canada. All the petrol canadas across Canada now have got the plugins happening. They're slowly building them in right now.
Yeah. You probably sound like the guy who had all the horses. Like, where are they going to put all these gas stations? I'll buy a car with there's gas stations everywhere. There's gas everywhere. My horses love it.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it was stressful watching the video because I know me. Like, I want the freedom to be able to drive anywhere I want and have to think about where I'm going to charge next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd like to drive 300 miles up into the mountains. How do you do that?
You need an outlet. For the first time ever, I plugged into a 110 outlet at my brother's house. I drove to Fort Myers, and I don't want to go find a supercharger. We're just hanging out at his house, and it actually charged 3/4 of the battery on a 110 in a day, about a day, a little bit less than a day, which I thought was interesting. But
long story short, Jerry, you can't go to the mountains in a Tesla.
Yeah. Here's the big thing of why I'm all against this EV movement. Okay, Because I have 10 years before I buy a big ass gas guzzling RV, and you guys are going to make it expensive as hell for me to do it.
True story, buddy. True story. Sorry.
Gary, how good does it feel like on top of this retirement journey and everything, and now to have like the legs of your YouTube channel under you, like really growing, like does it have you excited about like not only creating that $250,000 portfolio, getting the RV, and like you've cracked it, yourself a nice little code on YouTube?
It actually has me very optimistic.
I love it.
Good.
Because I was actually quite pessimistic prior, and now that I see like the wheels actually turning and the slow growth, I'm not going to get, it's not going to be parabolic growth, but it will definitely make an impact if I'm still around in 9 years and YouTube is still paying me in 9 years. It will definitely make an impact. So I'm very optimistic.
You'll be around for another 9 years. Come on.
I'm looking forward to you being in a self-driving RV.
Hey, if
That's scary. That's super scary.
If it can self-charge and I can sit in my lazy boy and make a video for you guys, I'm all for it.
Well, that's what's going to end up happening. It's going to be so self-charging like an alternator is right now, right?
There's got to be a way.
For sure.
Hey, the good news is the Cybertruck
right now.
Cybertruck's gonna be able to go at least 500 on the top trim.
Beautiful.
So that's gonna be exciting to see.
Beautiful.
I just want to see it. I just want to see it propel a 26,000-pound motorhome for 400 or 500 miles, and then we're in.
Towing a vehicle.
Yeah.
I started. I bought an ETF into uranium this week. Just thinking more and more, like I don't think solar, and I think they're going to want to move away from gas and coal and all that. Like I think like next 5, if we're right, there's an EV revolution. I think nuclear and so I'm going to continue buying. I got to look at the ETF ticker again, but I think uranium could be a big player. Even though I'm kind of bearish on commodities, I think that one will have super high demand.
And what's your take on
the good thing I was going to say, Elon has talked about going to starting to deploy pull-through station Tesla superchargers, which would be because of course they're going to start selling the supercharger. They know people are going to want to tow with it, so they're going to need to build pull-through stations, and then the V3 stations are going to be a big game changer once they deploy more of them, as far as being able to charge faster. Because the Cybertruck, I think it's something like 350 kilowatts. It's going to be able to charge much faster than anything else out currently. So I think the Cybertruck's going to be a big game changer for Tesla.
Yeah.
So what do they do on Battery Day then? They just talk about the technology, how they
Battery Day.
I mean, what do they do that whole day?
Ryan, are you going to do a video on it?
I should. Like I there's so much Tesla content out there, so you try to like really, you want to differentiate yourself and bring a little different twist to it, But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's interesting. If I have any, if I feel like I have a unique takeaway from it, I'll actually make a video,
Awesome. Sorry, getting back to Dave's question, what exactly is Battery Day?
Yeah, like we said, it's everything that Dave complains about electric vehicles and how they're fixing it. That's what it is. That's how they're making it.
Dave, we love you, man. We love you.
Now, a different size cell.
I ask hard questions. I don't care if y'all think I'm grumpy or not. I don't mind owning a Tesla, but I don't want to be restricted. I want to be, it's like that to me is an anxiety watching them
evolve. They'll definitely evolve in so many different ways. Battery Day should be a national holiday. Awesome point, Alex. Love it.
Yeah, well, like I said, going into the mountains, it shouldn't be too different than actually taking a gas-powered car. And I can tell you, owning the car I bought was rather expensive, but I spend $20 a month to charge it, and drive it. It's extremely inexpensive. It uses regenerative braking, which you never really have to buy brakes. I can't remember exactly. I think an internal combustion engine car has like 2,000 parts, or a Tesla has like a few hundred. So there's so many less things that they're making, so many less things that can break. So the idea is they should be a lot cheaper and simplistic to own. And even though, early adopters, I think, I can't believe how much I spent on the car, but I think eventually, if Teslas go into the $20,000 range, which they probably will, I mean, why would you buy another car?
Because now I'll just mention it, but after watching some videos on the self-driving, it kind of freaked me out. Like, it literally was doing a head-on collision in a parking lot. Like, that's scary. I mean, we're in a parking lot and you can't even figure out how to drive without trying to, hit somebody head on. The way it pulled around the corner and didn't stop at the line, and to me, it's like that whole autonomous driving is a lot further away than I ever thought it was.
My son, I talked with my son with it today, and he brought up a good point. He goes, he said he didn't like it. He goes, he thinks it would be some privacy concerns. Like, they need to know where you're going, where you came from, who you're going to see. They're going to know who you're going to see. They're going to know where you need to go back to. And someone can hack this.
Fair point.
So I agree with him. I was kind of shocked that he thought of that, because I didn't even think of that.
Well, any GPS is doing, and Teslas actually don't really do that. They're just very cautious of what's around it. Like, they have a ton of sensors around the car and just a forward radar. So they're not using satellites to drive you, which some people are trying to do that. And like LiDAR and like Google, they're using geofencing, so they know everything that's moving around there. Tesla is just feeding AI. This is how humans drive and how they react. And then every quarter or so, they say, okay, this is how this is how humans drive. So they're not on, but they use the same GPS that like anything uses. So yeah, but Tesla does capture a lot of data on the car you drive. That's what we were talking earlier about insurance companies. But yeah, there should be privacy concerns. I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, really good point.
Driving for you. How do you speed? It knows the speed limit on that road, so that's probably won't let you go past that. So tickets and cops are going to be out. They're going to be gone. That whole revenue stream's gone for them.
You can set how fast you want to go over the speed limit.
Is drag racing over?
Tesla drag racing Saturday night with you, Jerry.
Is it over?
New YouTube channel. No, that's over. Never.
Do you want to go into that in Arizona?
Where? What?
Oh, Nikola World in December. I think that's gonna be a big, chance for Nikola to prove themselves. They've done it in years past, and it's basically a big Nikola, a show of their technology. But I think this year is gonna be pretty important. That's where they're supposed to show off the Badger for the first time, also.
Yeah, I wonder if Trevor will be in jail or not.
It's a good looking truck.
Well, it's
better looking than the Cybertruck, personally.
Yeah, I mean, we got to admit that how much has the Cybertruck grown on people? Like, everyone hated it at first. Now I can't. I know so many people that have pre-ordered it.
It doesn't look good, honestly. Like, it just does not look good.
I think me and Dave are showing our age here, because it's like I don't like
Did
it.
it grow on me? It grew on me more when I first saw it. They hyped it up so much. We're all on the live stream. It looked like garbage, but it's not as bad now. But it still doesn't look good. Not like the Badger. The Badger is a good looking truck.
Well, they also mentioned like Europe has like very small roads, and like the way it was like first designed, like that will not actually be allowed there. Like, it's, I don't know all the the weight requirements and the lengths. Like there's certain regulation it has to fit for different areas. So I don't think the Cybertruck we saw there. I think it'll look a lot like that, but I don't know
That
if that'll be.
Cybertruck reminds me of like driving a Hummer around. Like, it's really wide. That's what it looked like. It's on a freaking Hummer chassis.
They're going to decrease the size by 5%.
Practicality of the Cybertruck, though, too. That's the thing that I like about the practicality. The stainless steel body, the air suspension, the extra range you get with it because it's a bigger vehicle. That's what it feels.
It is a tank. Do not hit anybody with that because you'll instantly kill him. 8,000 pounds that thing's got away.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be so like strange. I remember when I was a kid seeing Hummers like drive by, like, man, I never like that looks like a military vehicle like on the streets, like, and it just became like such like a phenomenon, like where like they were in all the rap videos and all, they all. I think it's something similar is gonna happen to the Cybertruck. It's gonna be so weird when you actually see it on the road. People just like to be different, I think it'll sell massively.
Well, you're talking about the original Hummers. Those are kick butt, right? I mean, and then you got the ones on like the Tahoe chassis, which I don't even consider a Hummer.
Yeah.
So, all right, Janice got a question for you, Ryan. There you go.
Ryan, Tesla Bull, what's your investment strategy? So for me, it's very easy right now. I'm keeping them weighted at 10% of my entire stock portfolio. When it ran up way past that, I sold away. When it went down in the low 300s, I bought a little bit back, and I'm happy with them being 10%. I think I definitely think that the people that are chasing it right now don't expect a 10x return. I mean, they become a $4 billion company, which they're not going to become the biggest company in the world that fast. Could they become the biggest company in the world? That's where you got to be careful when people really say like, oh, $7,000 a share, this, that, what level 5 autonomy Gen X talks about a lot. Like if that happens, he would buy a Tesla, and then it's very hard to do. But I think I think a 10% weight is. I hold crypto at the same level too. I'm young. I want fast growth, so it's simple for me. Hold them at 10% now.
Cool. Ben, do you have a YouTube channel?
No, I don't. I got into a lot, with the SPACs with a lot of the guys back, with the VTIQ and.
Okay, got it. I just wanted to, let everybody know that's watching tonight, if you did have one, to jump on over and check it out. So let us know if you get one.
All right.
So, all right, we're about 15 minutes over. Anything else? Any other questions from everybody here? If not, we can slowly start winding it down. I guess Alex has got a question. What's the H1? First general. Oh, Dave got him. Fantastic, buddy. Good response. Quick fingers, Dave. So, anything else you guys want to comment about Nikola, the Nikola story going on right now? Any comments anybody wants to make about Battery Day as well? Everybody's favorite Tesla right now. Anything else? Any more updates you guys want to give?
I hope that Hyliion and Nikola are successful in their ventures.
The merge is when? On the 29th?
I hope that Tesla has a successful Battery Day and they get those down to 300 pounds. They have a 500,000 mile, radius or something. And then I think we'll be golden.
Yeah, I think the merger's on the 29th on that one. Alice got a question for you, Dave.
They're a big lifesaver. Absolutely. They're going to bridge the gap between, low yield versus, generating extra income that I need. It'll bridge the gap. But I think at a point, it might just be too much income. If that sounds kind of weird, but too much income to deal with.
Can't believe you said that.
I need some of that problem.
We'll put it in QQQ.
There you go. All right. So closing thoughts then, guys. Jerry, you want to go first? We'll make our rounds. Guests go first.
Closing thoughts.
Yeah.
Geez. For those of you who are skeptical, or not skeptical, but risk averse to investing in a Tesla type or into commodities, definitely check out some ETFs because it'll spread your risk. That's the whole point of an ETF, is spreading your risk. I've been looking at Tesla for a while. I'm not a converted Tesla believer, but I think there's definitely something there in the EV market. It's why I made that video of the ETF, the autonomous driving ETF video. And I think it is the future. So Whether I like it or not, I don't like it. Dave doesn't like it, but that's just the way it is. You know, we're gonna die off, and the next generation's gonna take over the world. So that's just the way it goes. So that's my thoughts on this whole topic. Thank you guys for having me.
Anytime. Dave, you're up.
What's the question?
Closing comments.
Oh, I don't want to sound like a Tesla hater. So, I mean, I'm definitely not a Tesla hater. I've invested in it. I play cash secured puts on it. I'll play covered calls on it if I own the stock. But I'm not looking forward to the day where I'm just sitting in a car and not doing anything except twiddling my thumbs. I do that enough on an airplane. I don't need to be doing it in a car too. I enjoy driving. I enjoy the sounds of a car. I don't need to put a baseball card inside the spokes on a Tesla to get my sound out of the darn thing. So I'm not looking forward to that day, but I think it's a great investment. I think it's going to go, the next 10, 20, 30 years, it's going to be the major player for sure. But don't discount Ford and GM. I think that they got stuff brewing and have had it brewing for a long time. So, that's just where I'm at with it. Like I said earlier, I hope that's, Nikola and Highland are successful too, because I still think that all those different solutions are going to help all of us. Competition's going to be out there, lower prices, and that's all good for everybody. So, thanks for having me. I know that I, kind of, RSVP'd or whatever it's called. I was going to say ASAP, but at the last minute, but, thanks for having me at the last minute. So
anytime. Makes it more fun and exciting that way, being more spontaneous, Dave. Like spontaneous Dave. Ben.
Yeah, I'd like to say, thanks for inviting me on, Rick. It's kind of definitely a spontaneous thing for me, but
that's cool.
I'm pro EV, so Tesla, Nikola, Hyliion, I'd love to see them all succeed. And I think in the next couple of years, there's a lot in the pipeline for 2022, 2023. Even next year, Rivian's supposed to come out with their truck. I think it's going to be an exciting next couple of years in the EV sector. And we'll see who makes it, who doesn't.
Any plan of going public? They're still private, right, Ben?
Who's that?
Rivian, aren't they?
Yeah, they're private.
Yeah, is there any talk of them going through a SPAC, or are they just going to go public? Any talk of that?
I haven't seen any. They've got some pretty big investments from Ford and Amazon, so
yeah, probably don't need it
money right now.
Doesn't Fisker and Lucid, one of those? I can't remember which one. They don't even have a product either, right? I think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was Fisker.
Fisker's fine.
Lucid is going to be huge. That's going to be a big one to run up against Tesla with their.
What I'm saying is one of those don't even have a product yet.
Probably Fisker.
No, I think Fisker does.
They're gonna have the Fisker Ocean, but that's still years out.
No naysayers though, just for Nikola, for some reason.
All right, Ryan, you're up. Closing comments.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining us, everyone. I feel, just grateful to have met, everyone in our community. I was actually talking about it over lunch today, like explaining like I have a YouTube channel, and like I just feel like it makes me like just a better investor. Like it makes me dealing with people that are on a similar journey, and I really enjoy every 2 weeks, bringing like-minded people on, and it really feels like a lot of people are picking up traction. Like Jerry's really found a niche. Like every time I look at his channel, he's got like hundreds more subscribers, and Dave too. So just and if anyone wants to follow me that doesn't follow me currently, I'm a dad, father too. Have a couple businesses that are starting to move in the right direction, and building a stock portfolio, looking for kind of higher growth. And when I achieve high growth, like my Tesla stock as well, I'll trim that and put in some dividend stocks for the long term. And my retirement accounts just follow ETFs that I learned from Jerry's channel. So thanks for hanging, Rick. It's always fun. I'm actually going to be in Rochester soon, Rick. So we'll have to talk after the stream. Maybe we can. I don't know if we can link up, man. We can't like cross borders. Whole COVID.
Yeah, it's funny because he's going to be on the south side of Lake Ontario. I'm going to be on the north side at our college. island. So it's like we just can't get to. I mean, I could take the sea to a cross, I guess, but I don't think I can get over the border, to be honest. So but another time. But yeah, they'll get lifted hopefully in November, December. Come on, vaccine. Let's go. I just want to say thanks to everybody that you guys joining us is great. Ben, thanks a lot for being spontaneous and jumping on with us. This has been, that was really cool of you. Really, really cool of you. Thank you so much. And everybody, an amazing community. I've learned so much as well. Great people to deal with. You wake up in the morning, you go on the Discords, and it's just such a fun time. And watching people's YouTube, their latest videos on their YouTube channels. This is great, guys. So we're great time to be alive and to be part of like a great bunch of great people here. So my channel is all about entrepreneurship. I'm kind of like, so if anybody's here, an entrepreneur and wants to, subscribe, go right ahead. You have to go back on a few earlier videos because right now I'm going down this road, Send a Big Smile. So watch some of those videos, join the Send a Big Smile project with me. It's growing. It's fun. It's really cool. So take a look at those videos and tell me what, comments, what you guys think and whatnot. But yeah, hey, thanks for everybody joining us. Thanks for the comments. It was a lot of fun tonight, guys. And sorry it went so far, almost an hour and a half. We were aiming for an hour. But as always, great to have everybody together once again. See you guys in, I guess, a couple of weeks. All right. So, all right, guys. Thanks, everybody.